So good afternoon or good morning depending on when you're watching this, but welcome back to our second English class. If you recall last time, we did start with the question of would you rather. So today I'm just going to remind you a little bit about what that question means and how to answer it. And then we're going to be introducing a game that you can play with friends or family members. I will give you samples of how to play it right now in the video. However, you can come up with your own ways to play it and with your own ideas and examples. So we will do some in-video practice together, but you can also use this question to play this game many different times as much as you like. So first of all, right, hello, we've gotten that done with already. But if you remember from last time, I did also say that I wanted you all to practice answering the question, how are you, with saying something other than, I'm fine, thank you, right? So do remember, if you're going to ask yourself the question or be asked, how are you? Try to answer it in a different way. So think about this. How are you feeling today, right? Are you happy? Are you tired? Are you sad? Are you enjoying the weather? And try to find a way to answer that. And speaking of the weather, the other question I wanted you to keep in mind would be to everyday answer the question of what is the weather like? Now, today the weather is very similar to last class. So it's a little bit sunny out, right? It's pretty nice weather. You could go out and take a walk. There is a little bit of a breeze and it's probably around 55 degrees Fahrenheit. So not too much variation from last time, but it's still a good question to use for practice. Now, the review really quick and then we will get into the game. So, the phrase was, would you rather blank or blank? Please do remember that for this question, you must pick one option or the other, right? You can't give yourself or offer a third option. Otherwise, the game doesn't really work. Now, we already went over what this means. We know it's a question. We know it gives us two choices. This is just a reminder. If you want to pause the video and reread some of this to remind yourself, that's fine, but I'm going to continue on a little bit faster. So we went through this, making your choice between steak or pasta, right? In the real world, you could have a third option, but for the sake of the game and the exercise, you must pick one or the other. So in our example, we picked pasta, and our answer was, I would rather eat pasta. So our question is, would you rather? You could fill those two blanks in with whatever you like, and the answer would be, I would rather, and then answer with whichever you would prefer. Right? Again, you must pick one or the other. Now, I'm going to take a second just to show you this. If you would like to pause the video and write down these samples, this might help you. Because during the game, there won't be a lot of time for me to show you this on screen. So if you want to use this as a formula to remind yourself of what exactly you want to say, please feel free to quickly pause and write this down. Now, we went through which one would you rather do, sport or instrument, right? And please remember that it's a good exercise for yourself to think of a reason why, because you are going to have to pick one option or the other. And let's say you don't like playing instruments or sports, right? So you would want to think of a reason why one of those options would be better than the other for you. Maybe you don't like either option, but you really don't like sports, you don't like exercise that much. So you would use that as an explanation when you're saying, I would rather learn to play an instrument because I don't like playing sports, right? So having that full sentence, that full explanation is really good practice for you. We did this one as well, picking a path to walk down, same idea, give me an explanation of why. Climbing a mountain, hiking, or skiing, same idea, pick whichever one you prefer, right? You might not like either, but whichever one is better suited to you. And we also discussed a little bit about how Americans prefer to take showers over taking baths when we had this question, right? So now that our reminders are through with, this is the game that we're going to play. Now, the original game is played a little bit differently. I changed the game so we could play it as a class. But since we can't really play it as a class right now, unfortunately, I changed the game again, a third time, so that you could play it at home in response to the questions that I'm going to ask you. However, you can remember these questions and ask them to each other. Now, previously, I gave you some pretty simple questions, right? Would you rather take a bath or a shower, right? That's a very simple question. However, the would you rather questions that are usually played in this game are a little bit more difficult. Not difficult in terms of English, right? You should still understand the English, but the choice might be harder to make. So if you'd like to pause the video and read through all of this, you may, but it's mostly me reiterating or repeating what I've already said, right? So these are stranger questions, probably not questions that you would be asked day to day. It's just for the game. Always you could video record yourself answering so that you can listen back. You can also email me if you have any questions. You should have my email address from the last video, so you can always go back and check that if you would like. And as always, please do your best to work hard and do practice speaking English out loud. I know it might be a little difficult because you're home by yourselves and not in the classroom, but do your best to practice your English as much as possible. And if you do have any questions about how the game works, or if there's a lot that you don't understand from the English words that I'm presenting to you, you may either ask me, ask a friend, or look them up, okay? This game should be for fun. It should not be difficult. So, an example is, would you rather eat only Western food for the rest of your life, so no Korean food ever, or never eat snacks again? This is what I mean by this is a strange question, right? This is not a question that you would normally be asked in your life. And also, no one would ever make you choose this. But for the sake of the game and for the exercise, we're going to ask the question. So your options is you can eat as much Western food as you want, and you can eat snacks as much as you want. Or never eat snacks again, but you can eat as much food from any place in the world as you want. So you're going to have to make a choice between one or the other. And it's going to tell us something about you and also, something about the question itself. It is a difficult question. So first, you're going to make your choice. And then second, you're going to tell me why. So I have some samples up here. The first one is, let's say you choose, I would rather only eat Western food because I love snacks so much that I would rather be able to eat snacks, but only Western snacks, than never have them again. Or you could choose, I would rather never eat snacks again because they're not very healthy anyway. And that way you can still eat food from any place in the world, right? So you're choosing one option or the other, and then explaining why. Now, we're going to continue into the game, right? We're going to start. There's going to be 3 different rounds. The first round, I will also be giving you some sample explanations. There will be words and text up with the questions for the response, and you can kind of follow along with it, right? By the second round, I will probably be doing a little bit less explaining, and by the third round, I would like the answers only to be coming from you, so I won't give you any ideas of what you could say or how to answer. I'll give maybe 5 seconds pause so that you can answer immediately if you like, or you can always pause the video and then do your answers. All right, so there's lots of options for how to do it, but we are going to have 3 rounds, and it will get a little harder as we go, not because the English will get harder, but because I'm going to not be helping so much. All right, so let's start with our first round. Our first question, right? Would you rather have a pet cat or a pet dog? Okay, so again, this is one of the more simpler questions. I'm giving you an option. So when you're responding, think first, which one would you choose? It doesn't have to be a complicated answer, just which one? Which one do you prefer, cats or dogs? Again, you can't say both and you can't say neither. So pick one and then respond, right? I would rather have a pet cat because, and it can be an easy answer. You can say, because I think cats are cute. Or maybe because I don't like dogs so much, right? And the same with the dog answer. I would rather have a pet dog because, and it can be anything you like. It can just be saying, I think dogs are cute, or I have had a pet dog before and I like them, right? Whichever you choose. So this is a simpler one, but as we progress, there will be harder choices to make. So, would you rather drink milk or drink a soft drink? So think about which one you would choose and what your answer would be. And then let's respond, right? The answer would be, I would rather drink milk because, and then give me your response. Or, I would rather drink a soft drink, so soda or lemonade, something sweet, because. Again, you can answer the because section however you want. You could say, I would rather drink milk because I prefer milk. I like milk. Or maybe you could say, milk is healthier. Or you could say, I would rather drink a soft drink because I like sweet tastes of drinks. And milk is not very sweet. So you can answer that because section however you choose, but it's very good practice to expand your English, right? Would you rather is very what we would call formulaic. So would you rather this or this? I would rather this because blank. That blank option gives you the chance to explain yourself, make it a little bit more personalized to you. All right, would you rather never have to sleep ever again, so you are always rested, you never need sleep? Or would you rather never have to take a bath or shower, you're always clean no matter what? So think about it for a couple seconds and think about what your choices are. And then let's respond, right? I would rather never need to sleep because, or I would rather never need to take a bath or shower because. Now, again, you have options. How I would respond, I would probably say I would rather never need to sleep because then I have so much extra time, right? We spend a lot of time during the nighttime sleeping, but if I'm never tired anymore, I can use that time to do other things that I like. Or you could also say I would rather never need to take a bath or shower because maybe you play a lot of sports and you hate having to get clean after all of them, right? Or if it's a hot day, you want to always feel refreshed and clean. So that could be your answer. Our next one, would you rather fly a plane or steer a submarine? Again, likely in your lifetime, unless you want to become a pilot or drive a submarine, this probably won't happen. But it's good to imagine if you had the opportunity, which one would you choose? So let's think about it for a couple seconds. Would you rather fly a plane or steer a submarine? And how could you answer it with the because, right? You could say, I would rather fly a plane because I'm scared of the ocean, right? Maybe you're scared of going underwater, so you'd rather pick the plane. Or I would rather steer a submarine because I want to see what's under the water in the ocean. So you have many options. Remember, you do have to pick one or the other. So let's say that you're afraid of flying in airplanes and going underwater. Now it's your decision to choose which one you are less afraid of or which one you would prefer. And that's when this game can get a little bit more fun because you'll learn things about your friends if you play it with them, about what your friends prefer to do versus what you prefer to do. All right, would you rather have every holiday be Christmas or every holiday be Halloween? Now to explain this a little bit, what this question means is instead of having different holidays like Christmas, Valentine's Day, Easter, Children's Day, Thanksgiving, every time a holiday showed up, it would be Christmas. Or every time a holiday showed up, it would be Halloween. Now, Halloween is kind of more of an American holiday, so don't worry yourself too much about the celebratory differences, okay? Just imagine what usually happens for Americans on Halloween. So you would pick, would you rather have which one or the other, and then explain why, right? Maybe you really like Christmas or you really like Halloween. That choice is up to you. All right, next one. Would you rather be a famous singer or be a famous actor? So think about your choices and then explain to me or your friends or anyone who you're talking to the reason why. All right, so the next round, I'm not going to give you explanations anymore, so you're going to have to come up with them on your own of why you would answer the question one way or the other. I just want to give you different ideas of how to answer it. So, would you rather live only in cold weather for the rest of your life or only in hot weather? Think about that. And also think about how you would answer. And would you rather have a dog that can talk or have a horse that can fly? Right? So pick one or the other and think about how you would answer this one. Would you rather have 4 sisters or have 4 brothers? Right? You're going to get 4 siblings either way. That's a lot of siblings. But would you rather they were all sisters or all brothers? Would you rather live in outer space or live in the ocean? So, this one's a little bit similar to would you rather steer a plane, right, or a submarine? This one, there's no good answer, right? Would you rather swim in Jell-O or swim in chocolate? Both of them not very nice, but which one would you prefer if you had to make a choice? This one's for superpowers. So would you rather have the power to read minds, read other people's thoughts, or turn invisible? All right, so our last round. These ones, again, a little bit more difficult for you to make a choice. And this is when it will be really important for you to explain why you make one choice over the other. So would you rather have no eyebrows or no fingernails? Right, that's a tough choice, but think about which one would be better for you. Would you rather have only rollerblade shoes or only high-heeled shoes? So no sneakers, no sandals, right? No Adidas, just rollerblade shoes or high heels. Would you rather brush your teeth with hot sauce or wash your hair with butter? Again, not good choices, right? But which one would you do if you had to pick one? Would you rather eat a whole lemon or put hand sanitizer on a paper cut? And would you rather know the future or get perfect grades in school? And our last one, would you rather live alone in a haunted mansion with ghosts or live with 10 roommates in a small apartment? So, good work for your practice, right? These are good ideas for you to use and to use as exercise. Just very quickly before we're done, I'd like to explain where this game comes from, right? We're using it to practice English, but the game of Would You Rather is actually a very popular sleepover game in America. So many American children, teenagers, and college students will have a sleepover where all their friends will come over to one person's house or another, and they'll spend the whole night together, talking, watching movies, and eating snacks, and oftentimes playing games like Would You Rather. So how you would usually play is with a group of friends. You'd take turns coming up with difficult choices like would you rather brush your teeth with hot sauce or wash your hair with butter, right? And everyone would have to choose an answer, one or the other. So it's a very popular game in America, even for families to play together. Really, it's just popular all around. Mostly because you can use your imagination, you can make people choose between whatever you want, and you can have a lot of fun doing it. Now, I've given you many different questions for you to consider, but if you want extra practice, you can always use this game when you're with your friends or, again, with your family members. And please make sure to use that because section, right? Explaining why you're going to pick one or the other of your two choices will really help you with your English. It's good if you're just practicing the phrase, would you rather, and giving yourself the answer. But if you can give me a little bit more with your English practice, that would be great. So this is all we're going to do for today, but we'll be back next time and we're going to move on from the would you rather question and do something a little bit different. Okay, goodbye.